So welcome everybody to the what's the name of the podcast?
I mean, if you guys, okay, you know what? If we're just talking ball, I do want to talk about that Colts Texans game. There's not too much to go over. Obviously, the Texans won, but it was a closer game than it should be, right? If you're looking at it in like Matt's perspective, it was a much closer
Matt's
game.
Perspective is the Texans will beat the Ravens by 20.
But I'm just saying, like this team is a division winner now after the Jags loss. Like, do you guys think they're a threat at all? Like, can they make a Super Bowl run?
No.
And after watching that Colts game, right? Like, I think that took it out for me. Like, there's zero chance. But I also thought there was.
Go
ahead.
I want to discredit the Colts. The Colts the Colts are a good team. Like they're
a good team. Well coached.
Competitive team. Definitely without the starting quarterback. I wouldn't say the Colts were just like a rollover. Like the Texans should have rolled them over. But it was a good game.
No, absolutely.
I think the Colts team is good.
But I mean, the Colts. Like how many AFC teams? How many AFC playoff teams are the Colts beating in your eyes? Right. So looking at it like that, like do you see
your point?
But the Texans beat the Colts. It was. I mean, I thought that the Colts legitimately had a shot to win that game. I did. So I'm not saying the Colts are garbage. I did say that they were the worst team in the division like weeks ago, but obviously I was wrong on that. Vince, we talked about that. No, I think that the Texans. It's good that they got the playoff run, especially for D'Amico, and I feel like it's gonna be super helpful for the team moving forward. But like, I don't think there's a chance they do anything with it. At least not this year. And then Vince, like, we have to talk about that last play for the Colts, right? At least a little bit. Why no Jonathan Taylor or Zach Moss?
I guess Shane Steichen isn't technically. He doesn't call the plays anymore. But
he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm pretty sure he would, right?
He should, but he's head coach.
Head coaches call plays. If you're an offensive guy,
they can, yeah. But if there is no offensive coordinator, he would. Yes, I don't know if the Colts have one though. No, they have a.
I would assume he's the offensive coordinator. I'm not gonna lie.
He should. Yes, he should be. By all.
No, I guess it's not. I guess he's not. It's Jim Bob Cooter.
I didn't think he did though, but yeah, I said he should, but I didn't think he did. Anyway, to answer your question, yeah. I know Taylor came out earlier with injury, so he probably, whether it was sprained ankle or whatever, he's not 100%. I don't care. He's still better than the guy they put in.
And maybe I'm wrong, Vince, but I actually don't even think it's the running back's fault. I think it's a bad throw by Minshew. It's a catchable pass.
But it's still catchable.
No, catchable pass. I just thought it was a bad throw by Minshew, regardless. Yeah, like it's well behind him. It's well behind him, and the thing is, to me, right, the running back is staring at Minshew. It's not like he turned around like late and just couldn't catch it. Couldn't keep eye on the pass. Like the quarterback and the running back were staring at each other, and that's an easy pass. They practice that 100 times a game, practice, or a week, maybe not practice, but a week.
With that halfback specifically, I don't know.
With Jonathan Taylor being injured and Zach Moss being injured in previous weeks, I'm sure he's gotten catches in a similar pass.
He's gotten reps, just not week after week after. Yes, that's my point. But
no, but I'm not saying it's on the running back. I'm saying it's on Minshew. Minshew should be able to make that throw more accurate.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It's a bad pass. All I said is it's catchable.
But you said that the running back wasn't getting the reps, right? Like he's not putting in that situation. I'm saying it's the quarterback who's in the first team reps every week. I'm just blaming Minshew. I'm blaming Minshew for that pass. That's my whole point. I feel like the running back got a lot of hate for no reason. Not for no reason. There's reason. There's reason behind it.
Even if they got that, the problem is they still need a touchdown. But still, that should have kept the drive alive.
They were driving. I do wholeheartedly believe they're scoring. No, basically, my whole point of bringing this up, Vince, was basically to say I don't know what Shane Steichen was doing, not having one of those top running backs in the game on that play.
I agree.
And I also don't understand why Minshew couldn't make a dump off, which he's been doing all season long.
That's why I said, even though Taylor went out with whatever his injury is, they didn't really ever say. They said ankle, and then they said calf or whatever.
Vince, he continued to
But
play in the second half. He was clearly like he wasn't fine, but he was clear. He was clearly not.
The field, and he wasn't limping or anything. He looked completely fine. Anyway, my point is, even if he did have a stinger or whatever, rolled ankle, whatever, he's still better than the guy they chose to do it to. So is Zach Moss.
I mean, absolutely,
Zach Moss did.
Absolutely, but it's not the running back's fault.
It's not his fault, but I'm just saying. Period. He should not have been in. But
so who's to blame for that play alone? Obviously, you can't not for the game because you don't know what the outcome of that game is. But who in your mind is to blame for that mishap?
More blame goes on Minshew than any other player. I agree.
Well, including coach and running, like you think that everybody it should go on Minshew?
I mean, you can say the play call, but obviously the play call worked. It should have been a completed pass, like it worked. You can't say it.
Well, I'm saying I'm saying the personnel. Obviously, the play worked. I'm saying the personnel that was put on the field.
Yeah,
you can blame that on the coach.
Personnel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. In your mind, who's to blame for that play? And I would say it's Minshew. I would say it's Minshew's fault.
I would say again, like I just said, I would say most of it. Minshew's to blame more than anybody, followed by whoever's in charge of personnel. Because as a quarterback, you're going to make that throw no matter who you're throwing to. I don't care if you're throwing to a high schooler that just won, I don't know, some great, what I tried to say. I'm drawing a serious blank right now. Basically, I'm saying I don't care who it is. You're going to make that throw no matter who you
let me help you. That's, for that play to be such a high percentage play and for it to be such a horrible pass, you just wonder if the timing of the play certainly didn't look off to me. I don't know what you guys were looking at, but the timing looked good. It was a good pocket.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Significant amount of pressure. It essentially was a bad pass. However, I do see where Vince is coming from. That's a play that as a professional player you should make 99% of the time. But
absolutely,
that 1% of the time, this is the outcome of it, and it sucks that basically a playoff game ended on a play like that. I would have loved to potentially have seen that game go into extra.
It would have gone into overtime because
right. Had they scored a touchdown, right? You're right, actually.
They could have missed the PAT too. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different outcomes, but certainly, good play call. I like the play call. Minshew is he's a check down captain, so you would think that he would make a better pass there, So
I will say he didn't play that well in that game. Sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Well, he didn't need to. He didn't need to.
Hey, they were pounding the ball. They were pounding the rock.
Jonathan Taylor did all the work. That's all they needed.
They got tackled for loss a few times, unfortunately.
He ran for like 180 yards, Vince. I don't give a damn about a couple tackle for losses.
It was two big runs that had a lot of it, but yeah.
And who was running who ran it?
Even with Zach Moss, I think he had like 4 carries. He had a few good amount of yards too.
So would you have ran there then on that 4th and 1?
Me personally, yes.
No, I wouldn't have, because I think that they were keying in on a run, and I think them taking out Jonathan Taylor was a clear declaration to an attempt to try to deceive the defense. That's a situation where their coach is a former linebacker. I mean, he's talking to his guys and he's saying, "Hey, listen, guys, let's get ready to hold our own against the run here." And I thought the play call was a good dial up, good shallow pass, high percentage play. It clearly was there.
He was wide open.
But in that case, I think the bigger issue lies in why did you not have your star player in there to make the play? If Jonathan Taylor dropped that pass, or if it was just a horrible pass and he was in the game, I would walk away from that game just saying, hey, you know what? It just wasn't, their time. But I do question that.
Jonathan Taylor drops that pass, we're going right back to Jonathan Taylor didn't need to get paid. He got overpaid for whatever reason.
Oh, and I want to say that I was fully on the train of like don't pay him because of what Zach Moss was doing. After that game alone, if he can rip off a couple games like that next season, right, being healthy, hopefully at the start of the year, he's worth it. I think he's that type of running back that you can build a team around. He's that Derrick Henry from a couple years ago, right? Derrick Henry was the reason the Titans were in all those playoff games. I feel like if Jonathan Taylor can do that, that's a win.
Play of the year, yeah.
Well, not the past year.
It was 3 years ago, but yeah.
They paid him. They paid him after lackluster seasons.
You asked if I would have run it, but yeah, I think the play before they got stuffed in the run to bring it up to 4th and short, but I still would have ran again.
I don't know if I think they got a couple yards. Yeah. It was like I don't know exactly, so I don't want to lie to you, but I think it was like 3rd and like 4, and they got to the 1 or something like that. Like they ran it, got 3 yards. So no, the reason the Colts lost this game, right, minus that play, is just their lack of ability to complete 3rd downs. If we're being at all honest, if you take a look at the entire and Nico Collins, but if we take a look at the entire game alone, it really was their 3rd down conversion percentage.
Yeah. They were like what 1 for 10 or 1 for 11?
Like 1 for 11, I believe. Yeah, 1 for 11, 1 for 12. And the fact that they were in that game still, regardless of that, that's so crazy to me.
Minus Nico Collins, the rest of the defense played well to keep him in the game. Minus guarding Nico.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we're being honest, the Texans haven't been able to run the ball very well like all season. They had like a couple of good games of Devin Singletary, but outside of like 3 games, they haven't been able to run, which is one of the reasons I think they're going to get bounced in the playoffs fairly early. If like round 1, I'm thinking. Just lack of running the football. You need to be able to run the football. You can't just be passing 24/7 in a playoff game. Because even if they go up big, right, and they have to keep passing and passing, that's only giving you more opportunities if you're not converting that kind of stuff. They need to find a run game if they want to go anywhere.
Yeah, again, I'm not trying to drag this out, but just because it popped in my head. Yeah, Taylor had all those yards rushing, and I think Texans were 3rd against the run.
3rd against the run, yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly there's something to exploit. That or the Colts were really just bullying them up front.
Which is it's very likely because earlier in the year, I forget what team, but the Colts played a team that were number 1 against the run. Zach Moss put 166 points up. Sorry, not points. 166 yards.
I was gonna say if he's putting up that many points, there's no reason to pay Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
No, but yeah, I think it was good to talk about this Colts game because it probably was the biggest playoff game outside of probably the Bills-Dolphins one, and it was a good game, right? It was definitely a playoff type experience, divisional game too, which made it even more enjoyable. Saturday night football, but it's like Monday night's theme. I know that kind of messed with you for a second there, Big. I remember you talking about that. But yeah, I mean the only other Saturday game was the Ravens-Steelers. Not too much to talk about other than the Steelers got the win. Rainy game. Ravens weren't playing for nothing. Steelers were playing for the playoff hopes. Still a divisional game. I thought it was still a tough game for both sides. A lot of fumbles. Melvin Gordon needs to get cut. I just want to keep saying that because there's no reason for him to be on the field anymore. That's all I want to say.
You get signed from the practice squad, do that, and they bring in Cook.
Oh, Dalvin Cook's taking his spot. Absolutely.
I was going to say, at best, you're going right back on the practice squad if you don't get cut altogether.
No, he'll be on the practice squad, I would think. I guess I can talk about Dalvin Cook a little bit. No, I don't mind the addition of Dalvin Cook because just last year, right, he had an okay season. It wasn't one of his best, but last year he wasn't bad. The year before that, he was a Pro Bowler, I believe. I mean, Dalvin Cook's a good pickup. I don't know where he fits on this team considering he's not going to have too many reps. Obviously, he'll have we have the bye week and then we have the bye week wild card bye week thing, and then obviously he can practice with the team there. I just don't know if he'll be like one of our he'll be like one of the top 2, right? We have Gus, obviously. Gus, more a ground and pound type style, and then Justice Hill, who came in and ran the ball fairly well when Keaton went out. So I don't know if he takes like that Justice Hill role. But if he can, he's got the skill set to do it. So I don't know. I'm just kind of excited to see what he does in this offense and how he contributes to hopefully a Super Bowl run. And it's an upgrade over Melvin Gordon, so it's an A+ signing in my mind.
Anything's an upgrade over Melvin Gordon.
Bro, I don't understand.
Melvin Gordon has a worse yards per carry than Ezekiel Elliott normally does, right?
Probably this season.
Like,
This season, probably.
That's terrible.
Probably has more touchdowns than Zeke, though. No, probably not. That's probably a lie. That's a lie. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself now. I'm getting ahead of myself now. He definitely has. He probably definitely has more fumbles. I think he's fumbled twice this season. He's gotten like 10 carries. So yeah, that's all I want to say about the Ravens game.
That's insane. Imagine fumbling on 20% of your carries.
I think that's a good segue to go into the fact that, hey, congratulations to the Ravens on being, the division and the, well, I'm not going to say the conference champions. They're not there yet, but to clinching the 1 seed and having a bye and home field advantage. I know it's going to be crazy down here in the DMV, so congratulations. Let's move on to the NFC wildcard.
Congratulations to the 49ers either.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Congratulations to the 49ers. I'm sorry, 49ers. Yeah, y'all sitting on top of the NFC. I think that I was very actually shocked that you guys lost to the Rams. I think
so we need to. I need you guys to understand this. For some reason, Big doesn't know that he didn't know that the Rams were in the playoffs for one, and for two, I don't think he realizes how high powered that Rams offense is, regardless of who's playing or not. Because Sean McVay is still one of the best offensive coaches in the league. Uh-huh. So just bear with Big here, because for some reason he didn't know the Rams were like that.
They have Cup. He's been injured. Part of it. They have Puka, who's obviously.
Well, no, the big injuries for that team, honestly, have been Matthew Stafford. He sat out for a few weeks, and then Kieran Williams was out for 4 weeks. Kieran Williams has been huge for this offense.
I was going to say they have Cooper Cup. Like injuries aside, they have Cooper Cup, Puka, Cam Akers, Kieran Williams.
Cam Akers not on the team.
What happened to him?
They traded him. Like the first, week 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say recently. Okay.
They traded him like super early. It's Kieran Williams, and it's Kieran Williams only.
That's not my question, but yeah, I feel really stupid for that.
It's Royce Freeman is their backup running back.
If you would have said he got traded like week 10, week 12, okay, but week 2.
Can't even get traded week 12.
Shoot me. My mind's so bad right now.
Get this kid off the podcast.
No, but yeah, Cam Akers got traded super early because this Rams team clearly loved Kieran Williams, and it clearly worked out for him.
No, yeah, I watched the 49ers Rams game, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's two teams that are already in the playoffs and kind of just resting.
Neither are really fighting for nothing. I do want to say,
well, the Rams are kind of fighting for the 6th seed, but I'm actually glad that the Rams won because that set up the better playoff games for the wild card.
Matt Stafford didn't play though, so like I don't think they really cared about the 6th seed. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they were really in that to win.
I'm just saying there was a little bit of an incentive, but at the same time, I don't mind if the Rams won. I mean, it don't really matter for the 49ers. It don't change our position at all.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
But it sets up the Rams Detroit game. It sets up the Mike McCarthy to
Cowboys Packers
to Green Bay.
Yeah,
and it sets up those good NFC playoff games that everybody wants to see.
Mm-hmm. And since we're I do want to talk about Puka. I don't want to go over the awards. Like I don't want to, because we'll talk about that later down the line. But Puka broke one of the longest records, right? Rookie receiving record for yardage. It was
before he did.
Bill Groman or something. I don't know. It was somebody way, 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 way long ago. The guy that beat it played only 14 games. So I mean, if you want to look at games, he still technically didn't beat it. But Puka still beat the record as far as like yardage mark goes. So congrats to Puka. I also believe I don't remember if he did the catches or not, but I know he got the yards for sure. So congrats to Puka. I think he did get the catches. I think he broke the catches and yards record for rookies.
He got the catches and the yards.
Yeah, he broke the rookie record for catches and yards. That was big ups on a 5th round pick. Big ups to Puka.
have the record for so long on 14 games. Also, back when passing wasn't really that big of a thing. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
No, yeah. No, I just want to say congratulations to Puka.
Think about it is like, that dude's probably like they're only when they were barely passing. That dude probably got all the receptions.
Probably.
Now it's Kelsey at wide receiver.
There was no passing around. It was like run the ball or throw to this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but just a brief rundown on the Rams-Niners thing, because I don't think Big was really watching the game. But yeah, I think, I mean...
No, I mean, it wasn't like one of the interesting games, because it was just backups playing backups.
Yeah, it didn't, so. Yeah. Well, Carson Wentz, you got to watch Carson Wentz. I mean, if you're a Carson Wentz fan...
I didn't know you had to watch that, bum. I'm sorry.
Carson Wentz, man. Carson Wentz versus Sam Darnold.
Good, dude. Yeah.
Carson Wentz versus... I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz threw a pick, too.
And damn Jake Moody. If Jake Moody doesn't mix the extra point, we don't lose.
Dude, Jake Moody's like that's crazy how bad he is, huh?
The damn bum.
That's crazy.
We need to freaking re-sign. We need to get Robbie Gould out of retirement.
How would you feel if Jake Moody misses a game-winning kick in the playoffs?
Or I'm going to go and stab him.
Go shoot Vince. He's asking
like
for it earlier.
Fan.
Like a Raiders fan?
Actually, edit this out, but I'm thinking about it. We may get banned. I said shoot me earlier. He's talking about stabbing people like people.
We just sound like Raiders fans. Okay. That's what we sound like. It's like a normal Raiders game, dude. You kidding me?
There's a Raiders.
I just know you can't see that.
Now we just have to threaten your grandchildren and we'll be set. No, but yeah, just because Big want to talk about the Rams-Niners game. Do you guys have any other games you want to talk about for regular season wise, or you want to just get into the wild card matchups?
So I was actually really impressed by Puka Nacua this year, as you mentioned. I understand we're not going to go down that road, so I do want to say congratulations on breaking a record. Did an outstanding job. 2 records. It was good to see Carson Wentz staying tall in the pocket. The guy still looks like he's capable of playing football. So I think he could be a quality backup either on the Rams next year or even, somewhere like the Chicago Bears if they don't get, the new rookie quarterback. So,
fun fact: Carson Wentz broke the franchise Rams record for most rush attempts in a game.
Oh, did he?
As a quarterback.
Sounds like Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Sounds like Carson Wentz.
I always take off running once every 4 plays, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Please stop talking about Carson Wentz. I don't want to hear about that bum. I'm about to gag right now.
Nothing new for you, Vince. Anyways.
Hey, you act like you came to your house and took your sister out, dude. We're talking ball here.
Hey, Vince, you forget Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate before his injury.
And
he might be one of the biggest what ifs in the NFL. Who knows?
Colin Kaepernick had one great year too.
Prince of England.
Like, Satan used to work for God. What's your point?
Wait, what did you say about Colin Kaepernick? I missed what you just said.
I said he had one great year too, and then all like what happened to him? What's your point?
Colin Kaepernick had 2 to 3 good seasons.
That is actually not true.
Colin Kaepernick ruined his own career. Carson Wentz got injured.
Carson Wentz's injury was nasty too. I remember when they kept showing it. Like he dove and they hit his knee or hit his his leg.
Go figure. It was against the Rams.
Was it against the Rams? Full circle. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was a wild injury.
Playing for the enemy now. Playing for the enemy.
No, I'm sure there's no hard feelings, of course, though. I mean, they're paying him instead of him sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And the touchdown he scored, he got called back.
Did it? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't watch the game. Did he throw a pick? I thought I saw him throw a pick.
Nah, he scrambled and ran into the end zone and dove and his leg just got hit and I believe that was actually probably one of the few times where he blew out his ACL and it was actually like a contact play. So.
Oh, you're talking about the injury play. I think you're talking about this week. My bad.
No. I was just saying in general.
I got
But like I said, it was good to see him play. And congratulations to the Rams for, sneaking in there and clinching. I think that they will be. And this would be a great time to kind of segue into the to that Rams game. I think that you're Rams right. Lions. They do have a high powered offense. After watching the Lions, that team can be had. I mean, their coach is a gambler, and I think that in the playoffs, if he goes out and he gambles like that, it could be a one and done for those Lions. But either way, it's a great feat. I think this is the first time they made a playoff since the 80s.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I would think 90s. I would think 90s.
Yeah, I think the 90s, or maybe even the 2000s. Maybe
it's been 30 seasons. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's been a heck of a long time. Hey, my mom's a Lions fan, so she's happy about that.
They never made it once with Calvin. That's unfortunate. I thought they made it once.
They never won a game. No, I think it was they never won a game. They never won a playoff game.
One. I was going to say Calvin's been.
No, I think they did. I think they did make the playoffs with Matt and Calvin. I think you're right. I don't think they haven't won a playoff game in probably like 30 years. That's probably what it is. Because they've definitely made the playoffs with those two.
It was definitely something about making the playoffs because they were showing it on the Lions. I
think it's Lions, win. I think it's win a playoff game. I think it is. No, I know for sure they've been to a playoff game. Actually, thinking about it, because I remember people talking about Matt Stafford's playoff record, and he was like 0-3 until that Super Bowl run. Which actually, that's one of the biggest things for this Rams team. They have the experience of being a Super Bowl champ. You know what I mean? Like the Eagles also have that playoff experience after last year's run. But like not a lot of these teams have that playoff run experience. The Niners, if you want to say the Niners, because they went to the conference championship, right? But they didn't end up making the Super Bowl.
So I mean, he's got a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and then home field advantage is going to help them a lot. But there's not too many teams that have that experience in this playoffs. Like the Lions are one of those like the most inexperienced teams when it comes to that, right? Because they just haven't been there with this new regime and this whole new team basically. Jared Goff has playoff experience, but like that was with Sean McVay and the Rams, right? So like can he get it done this postseason?
And it's going to be a good game. It could go either way, I think. But it should be probably. I think it's going to be the probably one of the best games of the wild card rounds.
I think I agree with Big. I think if we're talking about upset alert type games, I feel like this could be one. My biggest upset, and maybe you guys don't look at this as an upset, like personally, because the Cowboys record. I think the Packers might have a shot with how well Jordan Love has played. I don't know if you guys. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys know this. The Packers defense is atrocious, and they've like won the last 3 games with Jordan Love playing out of his mind.
No, Fergus, that Packers D line is no joke.
No, the D line absolutely, but I don't know. I think they're playing Jair though, right? I know that. I'm pretty sure they're going to be playing Jair this week. I know that Jair got suspended for a game for the coin toss mishap thing. So hopefully he didn't play this past week. I don't think. I don't know. Jair's one of the best corners. The issue with Jair is they're paying him a lot of money, so maybe they're sitting him for that, which is so stupid. That whole sitting people, like Russell Wilson thing. I don't know if we're gonna get into that, but that whole thing is just stupid. But yeah, I think the Packers can upset the Cowboys. Obviously, with the Cowboys, we know the Cowboys record. I don't think it's as likely. But yeah, that's another upset game type thing I could see happening.
I definitely seen that game going in the Packers' favor.
Out of curiosity, who are you guys' picks on the Lions-Rams game? Who are you taking?
Out of the Lions-Rams game?
I'm gonna take Rams.
I think I'm gonna take the Rams as well. Actually, yeah.
They haven't played well at the end of the season, but I'll go Lions because they have shown stuff at the beginning where Rams played opposite basically.
I thought you were about to say the Ravens for a second. I was like, did you watch the Ravens-Lions game? No, no, the Lions absolutely. The reason I'm saying Rams for one is Sam Laporta's injury. He might not play. And that's a big third down conversion guy. That's a big touchdown guy for them. They obviously have talent outside of that to do it, right? Jeremy Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra, Josh Reynolds is not too bad, and then Jamison Williams. He's more of a deep ball guy, but he can still do that. I don't know what they do at the tight end position because Stan Laporta was one of the best tight ends. He felt like he's one of the best tight ends in the league.
I still say like,
and then playoff experience. And then playoff experience, and then like Big said, Dan Campbell's a gambler, right? If one thing falls against him, it could be a wild game. And then Aaron Donald, he can be a game wrecker. He's a bit older now, but he can still be a game wrecker if the Lions let him. So I think that the Lions absolutely can win this game. They need to show me a few things, and I think the Rams have a better chance in my mind. That's why I'm picking the Rams. But I think the Lions can absolutely win this game.
Like I said, I was like, it could be either or. Like it can go both ways. But I feel like the Rams just have a little bit more of an advantage, even though it is getting played in Detroit. And but I feel like that young Rams team was looking good at the end of the year, and they're all mostly healthy. And I think that Rams team healthy is they're a good team.
They're a good team, absolutely.
No joke,
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to drag that along. I was just curious what your picks were.
I'm not dragging it on. That's a fair question, Vince. I don't know what you think you're dragging it for. I think it's a fair question. I think we probably could do picks for every single game. If we're going to talk about every single game, I think it's only right that we make a pick for every single game.
Okay, in that case, then big Lions, Rams. Who are you taking?
Did he not say Lions or Rams? I mean, did he not say Rams?
I don't know. He left when I posed the question, but he may have said Rams before that, but he was gone when I asked the question.
So I segued into it by saying that I think that the Rams, considering how good their offense is, I think that they have the dogs to put up numbers and have turn that game into a shootout. And I think that makes the difference. So my pick for that particular game, I'm going with the Rams. They have the playoff experience. They have, I believe, the better quarterback. Their running games are probably on par with one another. Offensive line, I think, goes to the Rams.
No, that's probably the Lions. I think it's probably the Lions.
Oh, it could be. I mean, if it is, it's a 1A, 1B situation. I think the receivers go to the Rams.
Yeah, that's fair.
Defense. I think that the Lions defense, they play really aggressive, but I think they have tendencies to blow coverage. We saw that in the Cowboys game. Saw that I believe last week as well. But and I think that but I do think overall they have the better defense in Detroit.
That's what I was going to say. I think Lions have better line and better defense. I think the Rams beat them at everything else. But.
Well, I think as far as like just like coaching, right? I think Sean McVay will outcoach Stan Campbell. That's why I think that's one of the biggest factors in this game. I think the Lions have the better team, and that's the reason they're the higher seed, right? Well, that and the Rams have to face the Niners, but I think that the Lions are the higher seed for a reason. They have the better team. Let's not forget they can't be the 1 seed, but they could have been the 1 seed, right? If some things fell their way,
Yeah.
So
the Rams, the Lions have been kind of hit or miss during the season. It's like they go on a good stretch and then they just kind of conk down against teams like the Packers and the Ravens and like teams that they could be competitive with, but they just weren't there.
That's what I was saying. They had a great start, but they've kind of struggled at the end of the season.
They had a bad start. The Rams had a good. Oh, you mean the Lions? The Lions, my bad. The Lions had a good start.
They were like 5-1, 5-2.
No, I don't remember.
The Lions had a good season. They've kind of struggled with good teams, like when they're playing some competitive teams.
I thought they played the Cowboys well, though.
I consider them to the Jaguars, like as of a kind of a team that's not as good as their record.
I think they're better than the Jaguars, though. I think they're a much better team than the Jaguars.
Yeah, better than the Jaguars.
But I get your point. I get your point. I get your point. I get your point. I think that I can see like they're a team that well, the Jaguars don't have a good record right now, if we're being honest. Well, obviously they're not in the playoffs anymore. Yeah, they're not even in the dance. But no, the Lions, they have plenty of talent on their team. Their coach, Dan Campbell's not a bad coach. That team fights for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's absolutely one of the main reasons that they've been so good. The end of last season and this season, there's a reason that they're here. It just worries me some of the calls that he makes, right? On that Cowboys Lions game, right? I understand that penalty. You might not like the penalty, but then why not kick the field goal after that, right? Or even after the flag occurs on the play after, you still decide to go for it after 2 plays that got flagged. So you decided to not kick the field goal to tie it and go for 2 regardless. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. It's okay to be aggressive as a coach, right? But that's just, you're just doing too much at that point.
Yeah, it makes sense to go for it, try to go for the win there, but when you're getting pushed farther away from that end zone, it makes the chances way down. Mm-hmm. And I feel like to put your team in a better position to just kick that field goal.
Right. So, real quick, and I want to make this very brief. You guys can chime in on this if you want, but I think coaches or at least announcers, when they're talking about plays like the Dan Campbell play, there's too much stock put into the analytics in that situation. I hate when people say, oh, the analytics say, you go for it and it's a high percentage chance that you get it there. The statistics may say that, but it's only under certain conditions. For an example, if a run play there may not work, a tackle over there may not work. I didn't see that play call as a high percentage play. You threw it to a lineman. You literally put that game in the hands of a lineman, not your best receiver, but a lineman. Granted, he caught it, and I applaud him. But you know what? To come right back and think that you were going to strike gold for a second time, despite the call, is poor understanding of the analytics, in my opinion. The analytics in that situation to say, like you said, kick the ball. The Cowboys had struggled all game along. Their defense was playing well. Put the onus on your defense, stop them, and then beat them in overtime.
At least give them the chance to, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with going for 2 in that first play situation. The play call is what it is. It did work, right? If the ref realized who reported eligible or whatever, I don't want to talk about the whole situation. But I mean, the play worked. Unfortunately, there was a flag, and then the rest is history, I guess. I don't know. I kicked the field goal there after the penalty. The fact that they got another penalty after that and he still decided to go for it is so crazy to me. That's the one that gets me, right?
Like, I think he was just fired up from that penalty.
Yeah, he was just so angry.
He wasn't in the right mind to call the play, so he was just go for it.
In other circumstances, that man lose his job. Circumstances, he loses his job for that.
But the thing is, like, Detroit likes that guy too much to let him go over that. But
oh yeah, absolutely. The Ford family, they're ecstatic. Listen, I recall Lovie Smith doing something really, really out of the box a few years ago and got fired. I believe he was was it the Bears? No, it wasn't the Bears he was coaching. It was the Houston Texans, I believe.
That was last season. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that was last season or not. But I know he did coach the Texans last season.
Yeah, it was some kind of strange play. I believe it was either against the Cowboys or the Bears, but I digress. We can move on.
Mike McCarthy should have got fired last year with that Dallas Cowboys play in the playoffs.
He ain't gonna ever get fired. That's just not Jerry Jones' MO. It's just not gonna happen. So, we can go into the. We can go into the Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys will never get in the playoffs.
Okay, so let's jump into the Cowboys. I have to disagree with you. I mean, Jerry Jones, that's absolutely his MO. I mean, the Cowboys can go 11-5 3 times in a row, and one and done in the playoffs, and the coach gets fired.
How long did Jason Garrett stick around though?
I think I want to say he was the Cowboys coach 5-6 seasons. Before him was another, because he was the OC during the was it Wade Phillips? You know what? Don't get me to lying. I can't recall who was the Cowboys coach prior to the to Jason Garrett. So I want to say it was Wade Phillips.
Well, look at Mike McCarthy's third season of getting knocked out.
So Jason Garrett was the head coach for 10 seasons.
Yeah, I knew he was more. That's why I went like that.
Okay, so I was off by 2. I thought I said
you're
5.
Off by 5.
Okay. But you're not completely wrong, because before him, Wade Phillips 4 years, Bill Parcells 4 years, Dave Campo 3, Chan Gailey 2, Barry Switzer 4, Jimmy Johnson obviously 5, and then Tom Landry 29 years before but that was way before.
That means that Jason Garrett was with the Cowboys for 15 seasons?
Probably, if it's around there.
Because he was the offensive coordinator when Tony Romo was there, during under Wade Phillips. So yeah, he's been there a long time. Didn't he play for the Cowboys too? Holy smokes!
I don't know. I'm not keeping tabs on Jason Garrett. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know.
Yeah, he was a quarterback.
I don't know where that dude is.
He wasn't a very good quarterback, but he was a quarterback.
Jason Garrett's on Fox now. I'm pretty sure he's on Fox. One of the analysts, I think.
And he's giving out horrible takes. But let's move on.
Okay, so Jerry Jones is on Epstein Island.
All the analysts do.
They're up there acting like Vince on national TV.
They get paid to do it, though. Vince ain't getting paid to do it.
They're like, I'm sorry. I didn't watch that game.
Next job application.
You need to start. You need to start making crazy takes, Vince. That's what you need to do. More than you already do, I guess. No, but we can get into the Packers. Oh! We're not trying to get canceled, Vince. No, anyways, we go to the we got to go over the Cowboys Packers. I mean, we obviously talked about it a little bit. I mean, the Cowboys are the heavy favorites. Like, they're gonna be, right. I think they win this game. I think there is a chance of upset, like I was saying earlier, not so long ago. I just don't think. I truly think that the Packers defense, to me, just isn't really it. And the Cowboys really haven't been running the football anyways, so I don't know how much that D line's really going to impact the offense. So I think the Cowboys will win. But with the way Jordan Love's been playing, he gives them a shot. He gives the Packers a shot.
I think the Packers upset the Cowboys.
Now, if that happens, do you think that Mike McCarthy should get fired?
Well, I mean, the thing is they get in the playoffs every year, so it's not like it's a coaching problem, but they just.
So what do they do? Like Dak's an MVP candidate. Like, you can't say you don't have the QB for it.
What they need to do is fire Jerry Jones.
Can't do that though.
Fire himself.
You can't do that though. Unfortunately.
Well, they won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Then.
I don't know. I think they get this week one win, and I'm curious to see what their matchup would be in the divisional. But I think they get this win. Not convincingly. I think it will be a closer game than it should. I think it's gonna be a closer game than it really should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
I think the Packers have been playing really good in the late part of the year.
They have. Jordan Love, believe it or not,
I feel like
if you're looking at just the last month alone, he's playing like an MVP candidate. Jordan Love's playing phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, I watched the Packers. Packers Vikings or Packers Bears game, and Jordan Love he looked phenomenal.
No, he's been really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Big, I'm gonna assume you're going Packers.
I'm gonna go Packers on my pick.
I'm actually going to go Cowboys. I think that.
Oh, shocker!
They get this win. I think that right now, like you said, playoff experience. It's going to be a home game for the Cowboys, and
undefeated.
They're really darn good at home. So I think they get this win.
I'm not gonna lie, that surprised me. I just thought your Eagles bias was gonna pop out there for a second. I really did. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's probably the least close game. It's probably the worst game on paper if you look at it, just because the Packers don't really have anybody special, for being honest. Right? I don't think that's crazy to say. Like I said, Jordan Love's playing special, but who knows what we get in the playoffs. This is going to be his first time experiencing that. They have Aaron Jones. He's just been injured all season. AJ Dillon's not playing up to the level that we expect. Their receivers aren't great, right? Which is also another reason why we should be praising Jordan Love, because he doesn't have the greatest receivers. He's got young guys, right? And they're banged up. So we're talking about second, third stringers.
Not having the greatest receiver against, I think they're missing a corner, but still, the Cowboys have great corners, so that's going to make it all that much harder.
No, absolutely. Well,
yeah.
We'll see what Micah does, but yeah. I'm more so worried about that Packers defense. I think the offense, it's going to be tough because the Cowboys defense is still ranked high regardless of what you look at it. But I from what I've seen from, like I'm saying, from what I've seen from Jordan Love, they have a shot to win this game. It's an outside chance, but there's a chance. I think at the very least, it's good for Jordan Love and the Packers. Hopefully, if they do lose, this will give them some experience, right? And they can start building off of that with a new quarterback, which is weird because he's like a 4-year veteran, obviously, because they drafted him so long ago. But this is his first actual year. So I think regardless, this is a win for the Packers to just be in the playoffs in the first place. This is huge for them. And this is really a building block. But the Cowboys need to win this game. Like, they need to win this game. They're the 2 seed. They're at home, right? It's a must win for them.
So this time around, you're odd man out, Elmo. You're the only one to pick Packers. I was the only one to pick Lions last pick. What's our next game?
We'll just finish up with the NFC then. Just Eagles, Bucks.
I think everyone knows what our picks there are going to be. But
Well, what's your pick? Because I'm actually going to pick the Buccaneers.
are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not. I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
Eagles have struggled the last 3 weeks, but I can't go against them.
It's in Tampa too. I don't know how the Eagles play on away games, but the fact that they're also not at home. Actually, to be fair, that might actually help them because those Eagles fans I know probably don't like the Eagles right now. After losing to the Cardinals and the Giants. No, I'm being serious. I know they struggled. I won't say struggle. I mean, they did struggle against the Panthers. They still won, right? I've seen
Think about what you just said.
I've seen the Bucks
against the Panthers.
So did the Texans, and they're in the playoffs, aren't they? Did they not?
The Texans lost.
The Texans lost to the Panthers. The Packers struggled to the Panthers as well. They only won by a field goal, and they're in the playoffs as well, Vince. Okay, listen up, buddy. Okay, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have clearly shown that they can play football. Okay. The Eagles right now, I don't know what they're doing. To be honest with you.
They lost to the Giants twice and the Cardinals, which are both bad teams, yeah, but I still pick Eagles.
No, I'm not saying that the Eagles are about to, get destroyed. The Eagles very well can win this game. I'm going to take the outside chance with the Buccaneers. What is up with the injury status for the Eagles, Big? Because I don't know everything that happened. I know that game was a tough one.
So as of right now, I expect to see Devontae Smith. I expect to see AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts was he didn't actually break the finger.
That's good.
Which is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think we dodged a bullet there. And I think that I'm not going to say the miracle. Just this miraculous way the Eagles are going to turn around, but I'm going to pick the Eagles in this game. I think that it's going to be a tight game, but I think that the Buccaneers offense isn't as sophisticated as we think it is, and I think that because due to the simplicity of this actual game, I think we'll see the Eagles get a win here.
That's very fair, but the Eagles are running a second-grade defense. And I know the Bucks aren't running a sophisticated offense, but they're not. The Eagles aren't running a sophisticated defense either. And then there's a guy by the name of Mike Evans, who Vince thinks is the player of the decade. You know what I mean?
I'd say decade. He was one of my players of the week, but yeah, every time I've seen the Buccaneers, he's dominated.
The Buccaneers still have talent all over the place. I think it comes down to what Jalen Hurts. We're allowed to see what kind of offense we're seeing. I don't expect the Eagles defense to make a turnaround. That offense can do something. This Bucs defense is not great. I think the Eagles can actually have a good looking offense. The issue is that Bucs defense has players on it still, right? They have Antoine Winfield, who, if you guys don't know, is having a fantastic year, fantastic season. They still have Levante David. They have Vita Vea still. What you think of Devin White is what you think of Devin White, right? They still have players on this team that are fairly good at football. I don't know how I feel about Todd Bowles, to be honest with you, at coach. I don't know if I trust him necessarily. But Baker has played much better. He didn't play great against the Panthers. Again, I know that sounds tough, but we'll have to see what it looks like against the Eagles. But man, this Buccaneers team kind of came out of nowhere. I know like I said, they struggled against the Panthers, which is so hard to defend the Buccaneers for struggling against the Panthers. But if they can click on offense, I think
your best too.
I think there's a chance. Rashad White, by the way, he's not been fantastic running the football, and I don't expect them to be successful running the football anyways. I feel like this passing attack for the Bucs can give the Eagles problems. If it becomes a shootout, it truly comes down to what type of Eagles offense we have, because I don't know what we're getting. Is Julio Jones going to be the featured receiver on that team? I don't know.
I think
that if Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, and those guys are healthy, I think that's
the question, though.
Well, it's not a question. I believe that they are healthy.
Well, you think they're gonna be fully healthy playing this game? You don't think they'd be hurting a little bit? I feel like they're gonna be fighting. At least AJ Brown will be fighting.
I think, provided what the injury was. I think that, AJ Brown, they haven't still disclosed what his injury was. I think that if it was serious, I think that, there would have been reports of it being serious. Devonta Smith had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, high ankle sprains are tough, but I think Devonta will be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm more worried about the finger from Jalen. It's his throwing hand, right?
It is, but it's negative. I think he's okay there.
I just feel like he's gonna be feeling
last year's injury, holding Sandal finger from last year.
His hand or finger was it doesn't matter. No, I think this game comes down to the Eagles offense. That's where this game is gonna be won or lost, is that Eagles offense.
That's fair to say. Sorry.
I will pick the Eagles just slightly over the Bucs. I feel like the Eagles have a lot to clean up.
So do the Bucs too, though.
Have done.
It's both.
The Eagles have done really well in the playoffs the past couple years, and I feel like with that playoff experience, I feel like they cleaned some stuff up, and I feel like they take a close win over the Bucs, but the Eagles definitely need to clean something up.
And I'll say, obviously, the Eagles would have liked the 2 seed. But if you had to play if you had to play the Packers or Bucs right now, it's probably a good thing that they are playing. No, I don't know. The Packers team is so weird to me. But I don't know. I feel like they're in a good position as where they're at. I'm sure they would have loved to like to play a home playoff game, so that doesn't help in their case.
Yeah.
But I think the Buccaneers isn't a super tough matchup for them, as long as they can play their style of football.
This is a team that saw each other earlier in the year, and obviously, they're going to want some payback. But I just think that the Eagles overpowered them. I think, the Eagles also has a bunch of weapons. And I think that, they're going to put considerable effort into stopping Mike Evans.
There you go, but they still got Chris Godwin. Rashad White's been a menace in the receiving game as of late. They got a good offense.
Well, the other part of the problem is that if you watched any of the Eagles games, their pass rushers have been dropping into coverage.
I saw that. I saw this on Reddit. I saw this on Reddit.
It's been super bad. I don't know if that was an experiment for the Giants game, but it's certainly something that
that
we can't afford to see again. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at.
So was that 3 for Eagles, 1 for Bucks? Are we all just picking? Is one of us just gonna always pick one of the underdogs on one of these picks?
I guess.
If so, whoever we talk about next, Big has to be the odd man out.
No, we're gonna go AFC now, right? You guys want to go with the lowest seed and the highest seed? I guess so. It'd be the Bills and the Steelers. Bills and Steelers I believe is the game, right?
Is it Bills and Steelers?
Yeah, Bills and Steelers because it's Dolphins and Chiefs. Yeah, Bills and Steelers, and then it's Texans Browns. Yeah. So it's Bills and Steelers. There's the Bills are the 2 seed, Steelers are the 7 seed. Steelers are obviously without TJ Watt. He's hoping to come back, and if they can make a push. I don't know if the Steelers make a push without TJ Watt. I do like Alex Highsmith a lot. I feel like he's a good pass rusher. I don't know how he's going to be as like the one for their pass rush.
He played extremely well last time he was one, though.
Yeah, no, true, absolutely. But this is also the Bills, and you know how hard it is to bring down Josh Allen.
That's on, yeah.
So
what coach said it? He's a dude. Yeah.
He's more than a dude. No. So
one of the coaches he was talking about Josh Allen. He's like John Elway, only he's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster.
I heard that quote. It was like it was like he's John Elway but on steroids. That's what it was.
Yeah. And then he ended it with he's a dude and just said nothing afterwards.
No. Josh Allen will turn the ball over. It's gonna happen in this game. It's inevitable. It's like Thanos. It's inevitable.
He'll swing that shit to his team, the defense, the special teams, the sideline. Don't matter, dude.
He's gonna turn the ball over at least once. Where and when is gonna be huge for the Steelers. Obviously, the Steelers have done a good job of not turning the ball over. Obviously, there was fumbles last game, super rainy game. It was going to be tough. Both sides had a lot of fumbles. The Ravens game and the Steelers game, obviously, is what I'm talking about. But the Steelers have done a good job of not turning the ball over. Mason Rudolph, especially, I don't think he's throwing any picks, right? He's not bombing you deep, right? He's not doing that. Obviously, he got the long touchdown against the Ravens, but he's not doing that. That was a blown coverage by Marcus. Goddamn bum. Anyways, the Steelers are not making big plays in the passing game. They're smart with the decisions. He's been making good reads, and they're running the football. That's their keys to success, and it's been good defense. But without TJ Watt, they're getting their safeties back. They're getting DeMonte Kazee, and I'm pretty sure Minka. Did he play? I don't know if he played last week, but he's going to be playing this game. So they have some of their guys back. How the defense looks without TJ Watt, man, it's going to be interesting to see. The Bills have been playing well. I just don't see a world where they lose this game. I don't know. I'm not a big believer in the Bills. But this Steelers team, I'm also not a big believer in them either. Not just because I'm a division rival. I just don't see how this team can beat the Bills.
I obviously don't like the Bills. I'm taking the Bills. Yeah, it's just Josh Allen's going to throw picks, but he still has plenty of yardage, touchdown. Just find a way to get down the field, and despite his pick, do very well.
Well, it's not just picks, it's fumbles too, but yeah. Absolutely. No, that's what I said. Like, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over too much, like he's going to do it. It's going to happen. They could still win with him turning the ball over, which is crazy.
I give him 2 turnovers or less, then I take Bill.
Well, I think
give him 2.
I think he can turn the ball over twice and they can still win. I truthfully do.
That's what I'm saying. If it's twice, I think they still win. If it's above 2 times, I don't know.
I think it solely comes down to the Bills' ability to stop the run, because that's what the Steelers have been doing the past few weeks. They've been running the rock, and they've been doing it very good. They're a physical football team, right? AFC North football, super physical. If the Bills can stop the run game and make Mason Rudolph win a playoff game, I don't see there's a chance in the world. Even if the Steelers get 4 turnovers. Obviously it's tough to win a game like that, but I don't think the Steelers offense runs very well without a run game. And that's a lot of offense. That's not just the Steelers or anything. But there's a reason Mason Rudolph wasn't a starting quarterback since he got hit in the head by Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? He's not their guy, and it's good for Steelers fans to see him there, because it clearly seems like they want him right now, but he's not winning a playoff game for the Steelers.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills in this. The Steelers' offense really hasn't impressed me much this year, and their defense has been good with T.J. Watt, but with T.J. Watt not in there, I don't know how well they're going to hold up to the Buffalo Bills' offense. And the Buffalo Bill defense is still good enough to, I feel like they can figure out how to stop the run, and I feel like the Bills walk away with this one.
That's the only thing I see going okay for. I guess Steelers have been able to run lately, or at least last game.
No. Steelers have been running the rock. Like that's their offense.
I was gonna say Bills, the DBs, the corners is mainly what I'm referring to. Have struggled, whether it's or out or they just struggled playing. So whether Pickens or does anything there, we'll see. But
Mason Rudolph isn't pushing the ball downfield. It doesn't matter who's out there. They're not pushing. They're not throwing the ball deep, Vince. It's just not happening.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're able to run, and then Pickens is a threat. So yeah, with beat up corners, that's what I wanted to get out. Get at, not get out. My bad. Okay, Big, your pick.
Gonna make me make a pick.
Yeah, you have to take the team that none of us took.
Okay, so who did you take, Vince? I'm gonna go against that.
Bills.
We all took the Bills.
I'm gonna pick the Bills.
That's why I said it's your turn to be out there now.
He was not about to pick the Steelers. I hope we're all wrong too. Well, I don't hope we're all wrong. Actually, I do hope we're all wrong, so the Ravens get a rematch. But no, that's funny. He heard what you said and he was like, "Nope, I'm not going against that. Never mind." Okay, well, I mean, it's fair what each team needs to do to win this game.
Bother to ask who I took. Like, I think he just wanted to say, "Oh, he probably is dumb and took the Steelers," but I'm gonna say, just so I can go against him. Okay, who'd you take? I said Bills. Crap! I thought he would be stupid and not take the Steelers. And, yeah.
So let's hop into what's all
the I'm trying to think of the other games.
No, I know the other games. I know the other games. Yeah, we can go to that game first. I was trying to decide what game I would rather talk about first. Because I was trying to decide which one I wanted to save for the end, right? But yeah, I think Browns Texans is probably the next game we talk about. The Browns.
I'll say Browns.
The Browns have been on fire. They've been on fire. Their defense has played great. Joe Flacco came off the couch, started slinging it. He's been fantastic. The run game isn't great. Jerome Ford's not a bad back though. Clearly he showed that he's serviceable. Obviously, if they had Nick Chubb, it'd be a different story.
You're gonna say have Chubb come back, Ole?
No, he's done for. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's done. No, but yeah, the Browns. I want to talk about the Browns just because they're the most injured team in football right now. They're missing so many key players, key starters, and they're still playing such good football, which is why I think Kevin Stefanski is going to win Coach of the Year. I don't want to talk about the awards again. We'll get into that stuff, but I believe he is the favorite. So I think there is a reason for that. So good on the Browns, good on Joe Flacco. But yeah, I can see that. I think they're winning this game. I don't think it's going to be a dominant performance. I mean, they beat the Texans a few weeks ago, and it was pretty bad, but that was without C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. I think that this game is a bit more closer. I don't know if it's a nail biter at the end. I think the Browns win this game fairly. I don't want to say easy because it's a playoff game, but I think they. No, touchdown game, but it's not like a 2-minute drill to tie the game type of thing. I think like they win it by a touchdown, and and they get like a pick or something. But yeah, I think C.J. Stroud is playing phenomenal football. Obviously, I'm glad Matt's not here because then we get in a long conversation. But I think C.J. Stroud's playing phenomenal football. But after this past week, that defense is worrying me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, if Gardner Minshew makes a pass, there's a possibility where the Colts have a chance to win that game. And I wouldn't say the Colts have a fantastic offense, right? The Browns have been slinging it. Joe Flacco has been one of the best QBs since he came off the couch. He's been phenomenal, throwing multiple touchdowns. Amari Cooper's coming back. He had that crazy game against the Texans last time they played. I don't expect to see that happen again, obviously. But yeah, I think that the Browns win this game, and Myles Garrett's gonna make CJ Stroud life a little bit tougher.
I agree. I think the Browns will walk away with this one. I feel like the Browns have just a better roster, and I feel like even with their injuries, and Joe Flacco, a good veteran quarterback with a lot of playoff experience.
That's crazy to say that they have a better roster. I agree with you, but
their defense, I feel like their defense is better.
Defense is better, yeah.
And their offense, even their offense is pretty injured, but they still have like Amari Cooper and obviously Joe Flacco's been really good, and Jerome Ford's been playing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with just the experience of Joe Flacco at the helm and that Browns defense, I feel like they walk away with the win here.
I want to say one thing. I do agree that Joe Flacco has the experience. Obviously, when he made that run with the Ravens, right? Phenomenal. That was 10 years ago. So I don't know what kind of Joe Flacco in the playoffs we get. Joe Cool, that's true. Joe Cool, I think he'll be fine in the playoffs. I don't expect him to regress going into the playoffs. But
he's playing against a rookie quarterback who hasn't played in the playoffs before. That's definitely a different game. So I feel like CJ Stroud's going to get hurried by Myles Garrett and these guys on the Browns, and he's going to make a mistake.
Well, the thing
that I feel like the Colts-Texans game was a playoff game technically because they had to win that to make playoffs. Period. So. Anyway,
yeah, now we're going to an actual playoff game against not the Colts. So,
and it's not at home. Well, it is at home actually, huh? Yeah, it is at home. It's in Houston.
Yeah, it's at home.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that the Colts have a player on their team that can replicate anything close to what Myles Garrett can do.
Yeah.
So, because how like I was saying, the Texans haven't been able to run the football. They're gonna try, and obviously if they can do it, it's gonna help their chances to win this game. I'm just seeing them that they're gonna abandon the run a little bit, and what's gonna happen is gonna allow that front four of the Browns, and it's not just Myles Garrett either. It's Darius Smith. Obviously, we saw Dalvin Tomlinson cook the Niners when they played.
Dalvin Tomlinson's a monster, dude.
Yeah, so it's not just Myles Garrett, but obviously when you think of the Browns defense, that's the first thing that pops up. No, but that Browns defense is really good. Their corners are really good, much better than the Colts. I don't know if you'd agree with me, Vince, but I'm right. They're better secondary unit.
Okay,
now Vince. Now I know you're on correct. Better secondary unit. Well, maybe better corners at the very least.
When healthy.
Are you about to say Juju Brents is better than Denzel Ward, Vince?
No, but Kenny Moore is.
Kenny Moore's a slot corner. He's not lined up on the outside.
He's still a corner.
Okay, I'm not gonna get in here with you. I'm not going to argue with this.
I'll put it this way. Again, it's just one turnover a game, but yeah.
Is Nico Collins gonna go off for 200 yards against the Browns?
We'll find out.
I don't see it happening.
He's down 30 yards past the field before Myles Garrett folds C.J. Stroud up into a lawn chair.
That's true. In the Colts-Texans game, the Colts struggled to get past rush. I do not see that happening with Myles Garrett and Darius Smith.
I'm saying that because the Texans' lack of their ability to not be able to run, it's going to allow that front four. Is what I was going to say. It's going to allow that front four to go into pass rush.
Young QB C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to put a whole offense on the back of C.J. Stroud, who is a rookie who doesn't have any playoff experience.
I went into DBs because I believe the Browns do a better DB, so it's also going to make it. It's going to make C.J. Stroud really go through his progressions. On top of that pressure, I actually think C.J. Stroud will play fine. I don't think that the pressure will bother him too much. I just feel like there's going to be a lot at him, right? Like not even like you said, pass rush alone, but I feel like that secondary unit is better, Vince. That's why I was asking.
Pass rush secondary, if it comes down to it, like game-winning drives in the playoffs, definitely stressing.
It's tough on them.
I can't print it up because it's one turnover a game, so which isn't outstanding. I was just going to say, what the longest active streaks are for turnovers defense? Sorry, I'm phrasing it really weird. honest active streak of a defenses having at least one turnover in every game. I cannot.
Does that mean your defense is good, or does that mean your defense knows how to get an interception or get a fumble?
Anyway, I think the Falcons or a different team was second with 8 or 6. Colts are 1 with 19.
How many turnovers did CJ Stroud have in that game?
None.
Exactly. So why break it up?
I guess, to that degree, it's no longer an active streak. Yeah. I forgot. Okay.
So, I don't know.
It's not a good stat to go by. I'm just throwing that out there.
Anyways, yeah. This is my final statement on this game. CJ Stroud, I think, will be fine. I just think the offense will struggle due to the Browns' defense as a whole. And I also don't see Joe Flacco making too many mistakes in this playoff game. That's why I think that the Browns will win.
And we talked about Cooper, like having receivers with Cooper, and Njoku has been.
Very, we didn't even mention Njoku. Joe Flacco loves his tight ends.
Yeah.
And Njoku's been one of the best since Joe Flacco became a QB. So, absolutely. I don't know who covers Njoku on the Texans. For some reason, with Joe Flacco at QB, Njoku's been wide open all season, it seems like. So I don't know. I think that there's a lot of mismatches for the Texans defense. Maybe they put a safety on Njoku, but obviously the size. That's why it's tough when you have a decent tight end. I don't think Njoku's a fantastic tight end. I don't think he's a bad tight end either. I think he's a fairly serviceable tight end. But with Joe Flacco there, he's actually elevated his game, whether that be Joe Flacco or him himself.
That thing to go off, especially fantasy, is terrible to go off. But I'll say this: Njoku's like golden fantasy.
Okay.
Anyway, the point is, he literally week 16, I was literally trying to lose my playoff game against Matt, and Njoku had like 2 touchdowns and 3 catches within like I don't know how many minutes. But
are we all going Browns? Are we all going Browns?
That's what I was going to ask. Big, because
then take your pick.
Yes. Vince. By the way, I'm looking at just my fantasy team. Rachaad White is the 6th best running back. Do you think he's the 6th best running back in the league?
Heck no. That's why I said
exactly.
Fantasy's always.
That's why you can't go by fantasy. I know, but I'm just saying. I'm justifying your statement, Vince, because you didn't give me you didn't say nothing to back it up either. So I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I was just giving an example of why you can't do that. No, but that's the final playoff game that we didn't talk about. It's the Dolphins and the Chiefs. I'm taking
the Chiefs.
What'd you say, Vince?
You let us down big. That was your chance to be the one odd man out since we've all done it.
No, Big's a Texas hater.
I was gonna say B, make Matt happy by taking.
Yes, I am a Texan hater. Listen, you know what? I think they struck lightning in a bottle with CJ Stroud. But again, like you said, he's a rookie. I mean, what more? Could I possibly? What more pressure could I possibly put on this kid? He's done an outstanding job. He's worked his tail off, and he's gotten to the postseason. But now everybody's 0-0, and I think that even with a rookie coach, I think that the minds that are in the teams that lay in front of him are more competitive. They're more consistent, and I think that Browns defense is menacing. We saw what they did to the 49ers. We saw what they've done to the Ravens. And they're good.
Just throwing this out there. Myles Garrett was the sole reason the Colts lost to the Browns. He killed us.
That's actually crazy. I didn't even think about that. Who are the top teams in each conference? The Ravens and the Niners, right? Who have the Browns beat? The Ravens and the Niners. So that's a fair point. They're not no slouch. I don't think we played Joe Flacco though. I don't think the Niners or Ravens played with a game against Joe Flacco.
If Dalvin Tomlinson is playing, they don't lose.
Oh yeah.
Alvin Tomlinson playing, bro. CJ Stroud better be running backwards every time he snaps the ball, dude. He better be taking off to the back of the end zone. Dalvin Tomlinson coming.
Oh yeah. No, but yeah, Dolphins Chiefs though. It's hard to gauge this game. It is in Kansas City, and I believe it's going to be cold. I don't know if it's going to be snowing. I heard something about it being either snowing or super cold, like really bad wind chill or something. I don't remember what it is. All I know is that's a bad game for the Dolphins. The Dolphins don't want to play it. They don't want to play a cold game. You know, there's a reason they're in Miami, and they've also been struggling. Like the Eagles have been struggling, but the Dolphins not as bad, but they've also been struggling. They've won one game in the month of December, or yeah, was that right? It sounds right, so whatever. take my credibility away.
Lost the last 3, so that's most likely correct. Yes.
They have not played well as of late. They actually had a chance in this Bills game because of turnovers from Josh Allen. He had 3 of them, but Tua had his own. Tua's actually been turning the ball over a lot lately as well. That's something that we haven't really brought up, but I think it's one of the reasons why he's also been knocked out of the MVP conversation, and obviously the losses that he's had.
Sorry, I was spacing off. I said lost last 3. I thought we were talking Eagles. So ignore what I just said.
Well, the Dolphins have lost the last 3 as well. I'm pretty sure. I think it's an accurate statement because they lost to the Bills. Who did they play last week? Oh, the Ravens. Duh. Yeah. And who did they play before the Ravens? They played
the Cowboys, and they beat the Cowboys.
They did beat the Cowboys. You're right. They beat the Cowboys. So maybe they haven't been struggling as much as I've been thinking, but they did lose to the Ravens in a terrible way, and they lost to the Bills for the division. So I mean, like, and that game was at home. That was in Miami. So I don't know how to gauge this team. I don't know if they might still be without Waddle. Obviously, they lost Bradley Chubb, and they still don't have Jalen Phillips is injured out for the season as well. So they're only getting worse. It seems like, unfortunately. And I don't think the Chiefs are this unstoppable team like they've been in years past in the playoffs. But they still have Mahomes. Mahomes is still playing well. You know, Travis Kelce unfortunately is not playing fantastic. The defense is playing much better than recently. Rashee Rice has been a bright spot for them. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. Pacheco's played well. They have a run game. They have Patrick Mahomes. Their defense isn't bad. That's a playoff run. This is a team that they can make a playoff run regardless of how they've been playing. This is a playoff run team.
Listen, if they show up and catch the football, I mean, sky's the limit for those guys.
Mm-hmm. And they're the most experienced team in the playoffs. They are. So if anybody's gonna make a run, it probably is the Chiefs. But yeah, I think they beat the Dolphins. I think if this game was in Miami, they might have a chance. I think the Chiefs could have lost that game, but because it is at home and they're in the weather, I feel like they're more accustomed to playing in this kind of weather. I think it's a Chiefs. I think it's a Chiefs victory. Is it going to be a close game? It could be because I do think the Dolphins' offense is explosive. And if they can start putting up some points and start fighting with the Chiefs, there's a chance they can win that. I just don't know how well they play. They haven't been playing well. It seems like maybe morale is down. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. Vince, who you got?
I was gonna wait for them, but they're both muted, so I'll go. I feel like I'll probably be the odd man out again on this one.
First. I already picked the Chiefs.
You did Chiefs.
You did pick the Chiefs.
I should have
clarified. I think this dude got narcolepsy.
He's muted. That's all I said.
Mike, what are you doing? Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be at odd man out probably again, depending on Elbow, but I think he'll go Chiefs too.
Odd man out. We all said Chiefs. What?
Elmo's gone.
No,
I'm blanking so hard.
Vince, are you okay? Me and Big just said Chiefs.
Yeah, I know you and Big said Chiefs. I don't remember Elmo picking.
Elmo didn't pick.
That's what I just said, though. I said Elmo will probably go Chiefs. Anyway, my pick, getting away from everybody else. I almost want to pick Chiefs too, just because of injuries. But
dude, this is not a competition. Pick the team you think is really going to win.
I'll be out again.
You don't get no cool points. You don't get no Cheetos. for just picking against the grain.
You don't get a cookie for winning, Vince. Why'd you look so disappointed when I said you don't get a cookie?
I was looking at stuff my dad has on his office table. Sorry, ADD.
You're trying to make you're trying to make a point, and then you stop talking. So you're going Dolphins.
Yes.
And the reasoning behind the pick?
When it's on explosive offense, a keyword being when it's on. They haven't always been that.
I agree, defense, but real quick, the Chiefs.
I can't say defense has been busted up, so that's the down part.
No, real quick, the Chiefs can have an explosive offense too.
I say
they just got to catch the football.
If I'm Dolphins, I'm double teaming Kelsey and letting other.
Well, Vince, that there tells me that you haven't been watching the Chiefs. Kelsey's not had a good season.
You said he hasn't played well, but it is Kelsey at the end of the day.
It's Rashee Rice at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco, yeah, he's a good running back. But as far as receiving, just because he hasn't played well one year, I'm still giving Kelsey.
Well, you're saying double team him, but if he's not going to be productive on the field, then you're just throwing an extra man on a guy that doesn't need to be double teamed. And I don't want to say Kelsey won't have a good game, because this is the playoffs. If you're gonna have a good game, this is where you do it. He could go off the next 3-4 games, right, to make that run. Like I said, this team has the ability to make a run. They absolutely do. As a Ravens fan, like at the number 1 seed, that's the team that still gives me a little bit worried. I know they're not playing their best football, but that team still has all the experience in the world. They still have Andy Reid. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have a team.
The tough part is they have better defense than the Dolphins. They have Andy Reid, like you said, Patrick Mahomes, like you said. I'd say probably.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. The Dolphins pick is fine. Absolutely, it's fine. They can. I won't say they're going to stun the world, because the Chiefs team hasn't been playing well. Drops haven't helped. Their defense has played well, but there's points where it doesn't look as good as it could be. You picked the Dolphins. Absolutely fine pick. Just a good reasoning behind it. I'm just curious why you picked them.
Yeah, and I've been blanking, so I can't. I think something. I'm sorry.
That's just in your heart. It's in your heart. You think the Dolphins are gonna win, Vince. They're gonna win with the power of friendship. That's how they're gonna win.
So. Not that that's excuse. I'm just explaining why I've blanked so many times this podcast.
They're gonna win with the power of friendship.
My mind has not been there.
That reminds me. This is Tyreek Hill's first game back into Kansas City. So that's another one of those welcome back games too.
You know what I'm sad about though? I've taken the Dolphins and the Bills as a Patriots fan so far.
So are you picking the Jets to win the Super Bowl next year or what?
I'm taking the Dolphins.
Are you? There you go.
That's surprising. I was expecting Chiefs.
I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'm taking the Dolphins because the Chiefs have not impressed me the past couple weeks. Our offense is struggling with Mahomes not having anybody to throw it to, and Travis Kelce not playing very good. And Isaiah Pacheco's been doing pretty good. Their run game is actually, even though they haven't had a run game in forever, but the run game is actually doing pretty good. And their defense is solid at points. So I give it to that, but I feel like it'll just turn into more of like a defensive battle. And I feel like the Dolphins will come out on top. And that's my reasoning.
Well, one of the biggest things for me is the turnovers. Patrick Mahomes just hasn't. Well, I won't say he's not turning the ball over, but
Patrick Mahomes has had a couple turnovers, but they're mainly because his receivers can't catch. They just tip it to the defense.
That's what I'm gonna say.
But isn't anything against Pat Mahomes, but that can still happen in this game.
But look at Tua's turnovers.
His receivers didn't get better hands since last week.
But Tua's turnovers have been straight to the defense. Like he's actually throwing it to the defense. You know what I mean? So that if I think the Chiefs, the way they win this game is not by some high-powered offense throwing 6 touchdowns. I think it's the ground game and defense, and Patrick Mahomes making good plays on third downs. Third downs, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. I know he's been playing great, but let's be honest, that's the third down. That's what they do on third downs. That's just how they roll. I think that
And I forgot.
with their defense, with the run game, and that on third down, that's how they're going to win this game.
And I forgot to put this in there. Yeah, Chiefs have a good run game with Pachenko, but thinking about it's not like the Dolphins don't with Achane. Like, they have a good run game, too. And Achane's obviously the faster they do.
It's funny because their best running back's Mostert, and you brought up Achane.
Mostert did
he is injured, but I just thought it was funny that he brought up Achane.
Mostert's injured.
Achane was injured, too, for most of the season.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Mostert has a chance to play. I'm pretty sure. So just like Waddle, I think Waddle has a chance to play as well.
I like Mostert. He was a Niner.
He's a Raven.
So he was a Raven. I like Mike McDaniels. He was also a Niner.
Wasn't a Raven.
Coach.
Wasn't a Raven though. No, Mike McDaniels is a good coach.
I like the fact that if they can run the football, that kind of brings the corners down. So maybe, I guess. At the end of the day, you still have to play deep. But if it brings the corners down, who's going to cook them over the top at that point?
I don't think they're bringing the. Well, let's be honest. Who knows Tyreek Hill? More than the Chiefs, right?
I was going to say the Chiefs.
Who knows that Chiefs defense better than Tyreek Hill? It's like a practice. It's the same Andy Reid defense.
That's also true.
That's fair.
In the Andy Reid team, he probably knows a little bit of something about getting find the holes in the coverage, but
it is truly hard to stop Tyreek Hill, regardless if you've obviously played him and know him.
Yeah, it don't matter if you know what he's doing or not.
Regardless of the Chiefs back their corners up, Tyreek Hill is going to still get his. The way I'm looking at it is and it's crazy because I don't mind Tua, but he's throwing some pretty bad picks as of late.
And I'm not going to hold my breath on him playing because I don't know the situation. But if Waddle does play, Tyreek Hill probably just plays that much better because now that's a different target.
But who's the Chiefs' best corner, Vince? I don't know if you know this, so I'll ask you. Who's the Chiefs?
Oh, you said Chiefs. My bad.
Who's the Chiefs' best corner? I'm looking at the Dolphins injury report just so we kind of have an idea.
I'm majorly blanking right now. It starts with the S. Though. That doesn't give you.
Okay, so Xavier Howard is. No, hold on. This is not right. Wild card. Okay, so they don't have anything for injury report. So right now it says Teron Armstead did not play. Deshaun Elliott did not play. Javon Holland did not participate. Sorry, did not participate. Sorry. So Teron Armstead, Deshaun Elliott, Javon Holland, Xavier Howard all did not participate. Achane was limited participation. Their centers limited participation. Tyreek Hill limited. Mostert limited. Jalen Ramsey limited. Waddle limited. So limited.
Like Hill though and stuff like that, I think it's like just limited. They don't want some crazy stupid.
No. Tyreek Hill's been fighting an ankle injury. The past couple weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Or yeah,
he's gonna play. I don't expect him not to play.
No, if it's limited, it means they're most likely going to play, but they're just kind of not. They're taking it easy on practice to try to heal faster.
That's what
and
I'm saying.
This is Tuesday. It's the first week. This is the first practice of the week.
If you have an ankle injury, what good does it do to be running on that ankle when you can take a few days off and give yourself the extra few days to heal?
But they are without Xavier Howard. They are without Bradley Chubb, as we mentioned. They are without Jalen Phillips, which we mentioned. And it looks like they're going to be without Jerome Baker.
And you said safety is questionable, too.
Javon Holland, Teron Armstead also did not participate. Both their safeties didn't participate. Deshaun Elliott didn't participate either. So it looks like 4 DBs right now did not participate. 3 DBs. And then Teron Armstead.
But I feel like if the Dolphins can kind of hold the run, and if they have Jalen Ramsey on Rashee Rice, which is I feel like the Chiefs' best target.
It's their best target, yeah.
I feel like it kind of takes away kind of all Pat Mahomes really much like his what am I trying to say? His reliable receivers, you know, like as soon as he can knows he can catch the pass, and if he takes away those, then it's kind of like there's a good chance that the receiver might drop it or might turn into a turnover, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the Dolphins can use that against him. And Pat Mahomes is an amazing player, but you're only as good as the bums you're throwing to, you know.
That's true, I guess. No, but and yes, absolutely. But I don't expect, and obviously it's been happening all season, so it's hard to say this. I don't expect some of their bums to play that bad. Kadarius Toney, absolutely, he's not gonna play very good. I don't see that happening. But like, but McCole Hardman, right? They traded for him. I don't even know if he plays. To be honest with you,
well, I haven't really seen him play in like the past 5 weeks.
But MVS is on that team, right?
He's been an absolute bum.
I expect some of these guys to play better because it's the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say. I expect some of these guys to play better because it's the playoffs.
By the way, you asked me if I knew.
Patrick Mahomes is requesting a trade at the end of the season if his receivers don't start catching in the playoffs.
Bro, this is crazy. So, yes, Vince, I want you to answer that question, but I want to tell you the stat sheet of their last game. Because this is basically what their offense is going to look like. So, this is against the Chargers, 13-12 to the Chargers. They didn't actually know. So they didn't have their starters. Let me do the game the week before. The Bengals-Chiefs game. Their leading receiver was Rashee Rice. I know that much. Rashee Rice, 5 catches for 127 yards. The next one after that, Watson with 1 catch for 41 yards. Pacheco had 7 catches for 35. Noah Gray, 3 for 17. Travis Kelce, 3 for 16. Richie James, 1 for 6. MVS, 1 for 3. So it really is Rashee Rice and Pacheco. That is their offense at the moment.
Like I said, if they can kind of hold the run game and stop Rashee Rice, I feel like the Dolphins would be pulling the Chiefs down.
Absolutely terrible.
What would you say?
Terrible.
Chiefs' best corner?
I said he starts with the S. That's the best I got.
Travarius Ward.
Last name starts with an S.
No, his name is Travarius Ward. That's their best corner.
Travarius Ward on the Niners?
Oh, L'Jarius Sneed. Did I say Travarius Ward? L'Jarius Sneed. My bad.
I just knew it started with the S.
Yes.
My bad.
I just knew it started with the S. I couldn't think of his last name.
He's been on the Chiefs for a couple years.
I mean, he would be the best corner on the Chiefs, though.
He was the best corner on the Chiefs like 3 years ago, so.
No, it's L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed has been phenomenal this season.
Which is who I was thinking of. I just couldn't think of his last name. All I knew is it started with an S.
But their rookie's been really good, too. I can't remember his name. He's one of the reasons why the Chiefs' defense has actually been playing better.
What are you doing, Elmo?
I really did say Travarius Ward.
What's his name? McBride or McDuffie?
McDuffie. Yeah, McDuffie.
McDuffie?
Yeah, Trey McDuffie's been.
He's a rookie, but.
Is he not a rookie? I don't know. He's been good.
I think he's like a 1 year.
He's a year 2.
I don't know. I know he got picked in the first round. Maybe it was last year. No, actually, it's probably McDuffie. McDuffie's probably the best corner on their team. Thinking about it.
No, L'Jarius Sneed has definitely played better, but
no, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember which one it is. One of them is like an all-pro type corner.
Yeah, L'Jarius Sneed has been playing really good this year.
I'm trying. I can't find the statistic. There was a statistic where this it was crazy. It was a crazy statistic. I'll have to find it and talk to you guys about it later. But no, that Chiefs defense is really good, and I think that they have pieces on offense to be successful, and obviously they have the playoff experience. I feel like they're gonna play even better in the playoffs, and it's hard not to play better than what they were playing like. I just feel like they'll get an up because it is the playoffs. The Dolphins don't have much playoff experience, actually, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I don't know if they do anything. I don't trust Tua right now at this point in time. So that's why I'm picking the Chiefs for sure. And the fact that it's at home in cold weather, I'm going Chiefs. I feel like that all kind of go towards the Colts.
But think about the division the Dolphins play in. They go to New England. They go to Buffalo. Like those are cold places too. So it's not like they're totally unjust.
They don't win there.
They played Buffalo in September, didn't they?
I'm just saying, like in years, not just this year, but that's what they play every year. But
they play the Chiefs every year.
Raiders beat the Chiefs at the Chiefs' home.
Also true.
New York's also cold if you play at the right time. So yeah, they play every division rival they play.
You mean New Jersey?
Can be cold. Yeah, technically New Jersey. Yeah.
Well, the Bills are actually the only
But
team in New York.
Yeah, they played them in September.
Buffalo's in New York.
They played them in September.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
So
it doesn't matter.
Technically New Jersey. Yeah.
I said Buffalo's the only team in New York.
Buffalo's in New York.
New England.
I said New England. I said Boston. But
Did they play in Boston?
just outside of it, some small.
In Foxborough.
Yeah, which is just outside of it.
Okay. No,
Okay.
Well, so we got two Chiefs, two Dolphins.
Sounded like
Yes.
it.
Why are you sideways?
My phone just died.
You're sideways on my screen. Oh, pfft. Why was he sideways? Okay. Well, I mean, do you guys want to have a lock? What playoff game are you guys most sure about?
I'm sure about
Cowboys and Packers.
Watching.
Most sure about, like, your pick, like most sure that you know who's gonna win.
Cowboys, Packers, I agree.
I'm gonna go Texans Browns. I'm the most confident in the Browns winning that game. Cause I would say Steelers Bills, but with the way that that dude turns the ball over, I don't know. Sometimes I have no clue, so I don't want to say Texans Steelers, cause I don't know sometimes.
You live by him and you die by him. So.
And then what? You guys got a hot take for the wild card or what?
What do you mean by like just who wins or some random?
Just any hot take. You have a hot take.
Brock Purdy. Oh, you said
wild card. Yeah. We'll get into the divisional next week, but wild card, yeah.
Eagles will blow out the Bucks.
Totally not biased.
That's not that hot.
That is hot, Vince. You don't know Eagle football right now. It's absolutely hot. And when we mean blowout, what do we mean? Because I know we all have different definitions of blowout.
I'm gonna say at least by 2 touchdown differential at home. They're gonna go in there and they're gonna take them out. Jalen Hurts is gonna play one of his better games of the season, and that defense is actually gonna show up. I think Kevin Byard shows up.
If they do that, they win. If the Eagles defense actually shows up, they win.
Listen, you know what? They before everything fell apart in that 49ers game, you remember they held the 49ers to what? 14 yards in that first.
Have you seen that statistic since Dom has not been at the stadium? They're like 1-4 or something, like 2-5 or something like that. Have you seen that statistic?
Nah, I haven't seen that one, but hey, I believe it.
I thought that was kind of funny.
But look, boys, I gotta drop. But
it's not fair to have
me and Vince are gonna 1v1. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
It's not fair to have ifs in your hot take, but if Joe Flacco can get time, he dots up to the Texans.
I don't know if that's really a hot take, but
yeah, I was about to say that. It's a conditional statement, bro. Just say it. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Said
it's not fair to have ifs in your hot take, but because anyone could say if this. Like
my hot take is Kadarius Toney scores a touchdown.
Good luck with that.
That's my hot take.
All right, boys. GG's.